Great intro, Quinn. Thanks. Alright, so today we'll be talking about greenhouse gases, the effects they have on the world, and the things we can do to limit those effects. To begin, greenhouse gases are gases in the atmosphere that absorb or emit thermal heat or infrared light. The gases in the atmosphere keep the planet warm by trapping the infrared light emitted by the sun by containing it after it bounces off the Earth's surface. Through ice core records, it has been determined that levels of CO2 in the atmosphere stayed relatively the same for 800,000 years until the last 250 years or so. Around 1750, with the start of the Industrial Revolution, the levels of greenhouse gases started to increase. To sum it up, this transition included going from hand production methods to machines. Since that time, the main human industries that have contributed to greenhouse gas production are liquid fuels like gasoline or oil, solid fuels like coal, gaseous fuels like natural gas, cement production, and flaring gas. The biggest contributing gases to the greenhouse effect are water vapor, or H2O, which is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and an oxygen atom and takes up 36 to 72% of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, as well as CO2, or carbon dioxide, which has 1 carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms and takes up about 9 to 26% of the gases in the atmosphere. Also, there's CH4, or methane. This is made up of a carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms, and this takes up 4 to 9% of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And finally, the biggest contributing gas is ozone, or O3, 3 oxygen atoms taking up 3 to 7%. Greenhouse gas emissions are part of what is known as the carbon footprint and has contributed significantly to global warming. No, it's actually quite bad. If left unchecked, scientists predict that Earth's temperatures could rise by 2 to 11.5 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 1.1 to 6.4 degrees Celsius, by the year 2100. Global warming could lead to the melting of ice around the poles and result in flooding, while at the same time resulting in widespread drought, which in turn would lead to mass extinction of countless species of animals. Due to increasing temperatures across the globe, animals are migrating to cooler areas, whether they be higher latitudes or elevations. Natural processes such as flowering, egg laying, etc. have started to move up further and further into the year as spring has arrived earlier and earlier. Over the course of the 1900s, average sea levels rose about 7 inches, though scientists predict that at the current rate, we could experience an increase of 7 to 23 inches by the year 2100. Now I think it would be safe to say that at that time, we'd be in a little bit over our heads.
Boo! You suck!
I apologize, that was awful. To continue, though melting ice in the Arctic does not contribute significantly to the rise in sea levels, its disappearance would have negative impacts on such species as the polar bears and seals, which hunt and mate on it respectively. Ocean reefs are also being put at risk by this warming. If exposed to 5 more degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius, the reefs are in danger of becoming bleached, which means they will lose their color given to them by inhabiting algae and will no longer be able to support the many organisms living inside of them. Many are skeptical as to the actual presence of global warming in the current world. They'll point to examples of freezing cold where the normal weather isn't quite so cold. People tend to confuse weather with climate. Weather is what's happening in a specific place at a specific time, whereas climate are the general weather patterns observed in a large area over the course of a large amount of time. Global warming applies to the world as a whole, not to specific areas, and is an accurate title given that the average temperature across the world has increased dramatically in the last couple centuries. One of the side effects that makes people disbelieve in global warming is extreme weather. Global warming is responsible for the frequency of heavy rainfall or snow and is also responsible for intense heat waves, more floods, and widespread droughts. These strains also negatively affect crops, ecosystems, and water supplies. Finally, our health as humans is being negatively affected by global warming as well. As temperatures increase, we will see more and more heat-related deaths or illnesses, and we will be at risk whenever we experience a storm, flood, or drought. Okay, so to wrap things up, I'm going to let my evil twin do a little rap about potential solutions to this problem.
May I have your...
No, to be honest, I didn't even have a song written, so we're not going to do that, and I don't think you'd enjoy that anyway. Alright, solutions. So, scientists have begun looking into alternative fuel sources such as solar, wind, hydro, electric, the works. They have also been experimenting with uses of biofuels or use of organic materials as a source. But really the best thing that we can do, since we're not all scientists, is just to become aware of the problem at hand, which I hope my video helped to do, or get actively involved. Because, to be honest, we as humans have contributed far too much to this problem, and we haven't done much to correct that which we have damaged. So, I thank you for watching. I wish you all well. See you later. Thanks for watching. Farewell.